Someone once told me many years ago that when you, as a viewer, when you watch TV, the relationship you have with the person on TV is one of three. It's either, that's just like me, that's nothing like me, or thank God that's not me. And all the Love Island games Joyce produced back in the first two series, it was all tapping into that kind of bringing them down a peg because they're very full of themselves and people enjoy seeing that. You set up these characters at the beginning, many of whom aren't very likeable, but ultimately they're better looking than me, they've got a better body than me. At the back of your mind, you want them to fail. They're in this kind of amazing place. I want to feel better about myself. So you see these characters come out and often they're cocky, really full of themselves, and their profile VTs, hi, my name's John, girls love me, I'm a model, whenever I go into the club I'm always buying like the best champagne with my boys in the VIP section. Producers are setting them up as somebody you want to see full. And when that moment comes, it's really gratifying as a viewer, because they're watching someone who has it all, but have it taken away from him. You see them on their VT and they come out and no one wants to pick them. And at home you're like, good, because I wouldn't be picked. And you're always putting yourself in the shoes of the people. That's what reality TV is. You're putting yourself in there, comparing yourself constantly. And those comparisons, you want to come out on top.
Some people seem to get gratification just in hurting someone else, which is a bit sadistic, of course. They're not thinking so much about the hurt for the victim.
It's more layered and more sophisticated, but ultimately, Charlie Chaplin, there's literally a man walking down the road, falls over. Love Island, the contestant coming out saying, I'm great, I'm this and that and this, comes out and none of you guys want him.
If you fancy Alex, please step forward.
They're literally the same thing as Charlie Chaplin falling over. We love it.
Girls, this is shocking.
It goes back to playground bullying. Why do the kids pick on other kids at school? Well, because they feel shit about themselves. I think reality TV it definitely taps into a kind of slightly more sophisticated version of that.
I would say it's probably more calculated amongst older people. They know what they're doing. Probably less frequent, but more calculated to hurt a particular victim.
I think we've come to a really weird place in the last few years with reality TV. The lengths people are willing to go to be recognised, we've never seen before. There's a show called The Word, many years ago, sort of the 90s. It was a live studio show, and the tagline was, I'll do anything to get on TV. And it was on BT, and it was like a different punter doing something absolutely disgusting. So for example, a big, huge, obese guy on a treadmill with the top off, with a massive belly button, sweating, and the punter would go and put his finger in the belly button, get the sweat. And then turn to camera and say, I'll do anything to get on TV. That is still the essence of a lot of these shows. That celebrity culture has given birth to this exchange of, you can have a piece of me if you give me a piece of that. I did a show many years ago called The Farm on Channel 5. There's a woman called Rebecca Lewis who was famous because she had an affair with David Beckham. She goes on the farm, and where celebrities are learning how to run a farm, and she was shown how to basically collect semen from a pig, and she went to a pig on television. And you think that's as low as you can get. I mean, obviously they're pretending that it's about farming and all this, but really it's wanking of a pig. That's basically what it was. A lot of these contestants just want recognition.
I just wanted to be on the show. Because I wanted to get my penis out. I got messages on Instagram like, hey, you were on Naked Attraction. And I had a girl match me on Tinder just to tell me she saw me on Naked Attraction. The other night I did decide to Google my name and Naked Attraction, and I found a Tumblr page that ranks people on it. They ranked me much higher than the person picking it, which was nice. I was at a gig, and a guy I know, who's kind of my friend's housemate, walks up to me. He's like, "Look at the background on my phone." And it was my ass. And he just kept scrolling through all of his screen caps of that.
the ethics of stuff. And you're always kind of towing that line. With I'm a Celebrity, for example, when I used to produce those games on that, you'd be thinking this is maybe going a little bit too far. Then you remember, they know exactly what it is they've signed up for. They've seen the show before. They know this when they go in, and often they're being paid several £100,000. If you as a producer on a Bush Tucker trial thinking, oh god, this is going a bit too far, you've got to remember that this is the contract.
What extent do they become actually not acceptable? And that's something we have to learn and debate through life, really, I think. I would say the line is where you're actually threatening or intending to harm someone else, and that's not acceptable. Whereas criticising someone's ideas, even their behaviour perhaps, is acceptable.
Yeah, so I think with the case of celebrities, where they know exactly what the show is and they're being paid like £500,000 to do a few days' work, I feel differently about that than if it's a show which has a completely unknown person who's young, I'd say more vulnerable than the others. So I'm definitely more careful with people who aren't kind of being paid a shitload of money.
And then they have to have you talk to a psychologist. Well, no, just like to make sure that you're okay and the show isn't gonna like destroy you mentally. Because think about it, like it can, and there's been episodes where the person picking has been like really fucking mean. They also cut out like a lot of it. You wouldn't believe like the amount of stuff that actually happens during filming that isn't aired is amazing. Like the amount of conversation and stuff.